Hello friends, let's discuss current affairs. Today's first question relates to a major development in the global automobile industry. Two Japanese companies, Honda and Nissan, are coming together to form the world's third largest automobile company. The largest two would be by sales. Last year, the largest was Toyota, which again is a Japanese company. And then, of course, in the second place would be Volkswagen. How do we pronounce that? Volks. Remember this, it's written Volk like this. It's written with a V, but it's pronounced with an F. So it's Volkswagen. Volks means people, Wagen means car, people's car. Okay. Now, what you need to understand here is that Volkswagen is the world's second largest automobile company. Before I come back to Volkswagen, let me take you to Honda and Nissan. Now, they have come together despite selling on their own more than 3 million units, of automobiles. Each of them selling more than 3 million automobile units, but they are facing increasing competition from from Chinese companies in the electric vehicle space. EV space is being dominated by Chinese companies. Earlier, we had heard of Tesla. Now, Tesla, just yesterday I read this. Tesla sales in the last quarter have fallen for the first time in several years. That also has rung alarm bell because Tesla was selling a lot of cars in China, but Chinese companies have revved up their own production. They have come up with better products at a much lower price because Tesla cars are quite expensive. Now, there is this Chinese company called BYD, Build Your Own Dreams. That's the full name, Build Your Own Dreams. This Chinese company is selling vehicles, electric vehicles, at a very low price. Now, by the way, when we pronounce the word vehicle, the H is silent. So, we say vehicle. Okay, we don't say vehicle. The H is silent, my friends. So, electric vehicles from BYD cost a fraction of what they would cost if you had purchased, purchased a similar product from Tesla or Honda or Nissan for that matter. But both Honda and Nissan are global leaders in electric vehicle space. So they have come together. They are exploring synergies, and they say that look, in over the next 2 years, as a merger happens, they're given a timeline of 2 years to enforce a merger. We are going to take on the world's best. Of course, Honda and Nissan are by themselves some of the world's best companies. Nissan also has a joint venture with this Japanese company called Mitsubishi. So Mitsubishi, Nissan plus a French company called Renault. All three have a joint venture, but Nissan and Honda are coming together. So Nissan's CEO is Makoto Uchido. Makoto Uchido. This is the name of the CEO of Nissan, Makoto Uchido. Whereas Honda's CEO is Toshihiro Mibe. This is Honda CEO, and Uchida is the CEO of Nissan. Now, what you also need to understand is that these companies, also face competition from Toyota. Toyota, of course, is a byword for quality, and that's why it's the world's largest automobile company. It sold more units than any other automobile company in the world. Now, we mentioned Volkswagen a while ago. Remember, Volkswagen is a German company. Okay. Now, it owns brands like Skoda. How do we pronounce this? Skoda. Okay. Audi, we don't say Audi, it is Audi. Then we have Bugatti. So it owns brands that are, some of which are familiar to us, some like Seat. Yeah. Then there is Scania. These are not familiar. We are not familiar with brands like Scania and Seat. Now, you could be familiar with Bentley. I'm sure you are familiar with Bentley. Yeah. You could be familiar with, and you would be familiar with Lamborghini. So, Lamborghini, then Porsche. So, all these brands are owned by Volkswagen. Yes, it also owns this two-wheeler brand called Ducati. It owns Ducati as well. So, plenty of brands it owns, my friends. I just wanted you to become familiar basically with all of these things. Now, coming to General Motors, it's an American company. At one time till about 2008, it was the world's largest automobile company, but things went really bad for it, and its brands include Cadillac, very long cars. Then you must be familiar with this brand we had in India, Chevrolet or Chevrolet. This should be fine. Mercedes, of course, Mercedes is a German company. Is there anything else? Yeah, that should be fine, my friends. Yeah. So things are changing, and of course, as far as India is concerned, the world's India's largest automobile company would be Maruti Suzuki. Again, it's a Japanese company. It's Indian venture of the Japanese giant Suzuki Motor Corporation. Kristrún Frostadóttir is the new Prime Minister of Iceland. This is Iceland, my friends. Okay, Iceland, and here I will use red, so because this map is is a light colored thing. Iceland is as in is an island. It's 1 lakh square kilometers, 1.03 lakh square kilometers. It's more of a volcanic origin island. So 1.03 lakh square kilometers, and the population is about 3.4 lakh, less than that actually, 3.4 lakh. Now, this also makes it one of the most sparsely populated places in the world, but you also need to understand that this country is expanding. Now, you may wonder, how could an island expand? Well, a lot of there are a lot of volcanoes around the rim of this island. So, when the volcanoes explode, they emit lava. Lava flows down the coast, and that, ladies and gentlemen, solidifies, becomes magma, and that is where the land is expanding. Of course, it's not considerable, but still the land is expanding. Okay. So, I'll just make you familiar with the capitals of these places. Iceland, Reykjavik. Okay. Norway. This is Norway here. Norway's capital you can see is Oslo, O-S-L-O. Finland. This is Finland in green. Capital is Helsinki. Then Sweden. This is in between Sweden, Stockholm. I am sure that you are familiar with this name, Stockholm. And Belgium. This is the tiny country of Belgium here. This in green here. Belgium's capital is Brussels, B-R-U-S-S-E-L-S, Brussels. Now, I could as well give you the names of the leaders of these countries because its Prime Minister, Finland, Petteri Orpo. Petteri Orpo. Petteri Orpo. That's Prime Minister of Finland. Norway, Jonas Støre. Jonas Støre. Then we have Sweden. Sweden's Prime Minister is Ulf Kristersson. I'm sorry. Kristersson. Belgium, Alexander De Croo. Alexander De Croo. Yeah. Alexander De Croo. So, a bit about this. This is a fascinating thing, isn't it? Aren't maps fascinating? Well, of course, I find them pretty fascinating, my friends. Yeah. And just one point here. You see these three countries here: Finland, Sweden, Norway, plus Denmark. Okay. These four countries together are called Scandinavia. They are called Scandinavia. Now, while these four are called Scandinavia, to these four, let's add Iceland, and together these five countries will be called the Nordic countries. So, Scandinavia plus Iceland basically make for Nordic countries. Scandinavia alone would comprise four countries: Denmark, Norway, Sweden, Finland. Okay. Some extra stuff is always helpful, my friends. So, this is what I do. Just to, rather than just give you the the answer, I would rather share a little more information that would help you understand the world better. okay, because see the answer is already highlighted. You know, my presence is not even required if we were to discuss only the answers, isn't it? So, name the former managing director of the International Monetary Fund who was recently sentenced to prison over corruption. Rodrigo Rato. Rodrigo Rato. Well, the IMF has had some string of scandals, with regard to its managing directors. If you look at Rodrigo Rato, he was the, okay, let me use white. He was the managing director, the head of the IMF between 2004 and 7. His father also went to jail, you know, over embezzlement, misuse of funds, corruption, everything. Now, like father, like son, you could say. But at the very top, IMF, International Monetary Fund, of course, he went to jail, you know, and his successor, Dominic Strauss-Kahn, also went to jail, you know, more or less he was arrested, but then he was released over sexual allegations. He was accused of rape. Imagine that. Okay. All of them have been leaders of the managing directors of the International Monetary Fund. Ladies and gentlemen, Christine Lagarde currently is you know, the president of the European Central Bank. European Central Bank. Okay, and IMF's current managing director is Kristalina Georgieva. Kristalina Georgieva. Okay, Kristalina Georgieva. Nice stuff to discuss. It's always good to discuss things that normally would not come to us. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, our Prime Minister Modi, and of course, you know, with him is the Kuwaiti Emir, whose name happens to be, let me write in red here, yeah, his name happens to be Meshal, Sheikh Meshal Al-Ahmad, Al-Zabar and Al-Sabah. There are 3 Al's there, 3 family names. Sheikh Meshal Al-Ahmad, Al-Zabar, Al-Sabah. Okay. So, this is the Amir, the king of Kuwait. This is Kuwait, a tiny country, pretty tiny country. The capital is Kuwait city. Okay. And you know, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited Kuwait recently, and he has been given their highest award, which is called the Order of Mubarak Al-Kabir. Mubarak Al-Kabir. So, I mean, it's a big honor. Remember, almost all the countries in this region have honored Prime Minister Modi with their highest awards. Iran did that. So did, you know, Bahrain, UAE, Saudi Arabia, Palestine and Israel. All of them across there. See, Iran is Shia. Palestine, a rival of Israel. But both countries have given their highest awards to Prime Minister Modi. So, good stuff to learn, isn't it? Jordan's king is, of course, you know, this is Jordan in yellow here. This is, yeah, Jordan. Jordan's king is Abdullah II. Abdullah II. Abdullah II. Kuwait, we know. Iran's prime minister, Iran's president. Iran's president is Masoud Pezeshkian. Shall I write it here? It will. Again, I will use red here because it's all very different kind of surface. Masood, you can write with a Z also, okay? Pezeshkian. Pezeshkian. Saudi Arabia, Crown Prince will look at Mohammed bin Salman. His papa is King Salman. He is the prince, he is the king of Saudi Arabia. But more or less, the Crown Prince and the Prime Minister, Mohammed bin Salman, runs the show. Israel's Prime Minister, as you all know, is Benjamin Netanyahu. Benjamin Netanyahu. Okay. So, let's clear this, guys. Let's go to the next one. Which country has been awarded the hosting rights for the 2025 ISSF? Ladies and gentlemen, ISSF is International Shooting Sport Federation. International Shooting Sport Federation. Okay. The International Shooting Sport Federation Junior World Cup 2025 will be held in India, our country, India. Okay. So, Of course, you see this. This will be the India's third top tier. How do we read it? Okay, this is white again. TIER. We have tier. We see this on rail coaches. It's not tire, it's tier. Tier means level. So when you say 3 tier, 3 levels of berths. 2 tier, 2 AC, 2 tier AC, 2 levels. So tier means level. Okay. So this will be India's third top tier ISSF event within the span of 3 years. The last 10 years we have hosted about 9 of them, which is a phenomenal thing for, because we are a global superpower when it comes to shooting. Yeah. In fact, at the Olympics also, our Manu Bhakar won 2 bronze medals. Yeah. So the Civil Aviation Ministry's affordable Udan Yatri Cafe initiative was launched at the Kolkata airport, which is named after the great, Subhash Chandra Bose. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose International Airport is what you would find, at Calcutta. Now, this is phenomenal. I read a bit about this. Recently, I went to Calcutta, but Calcutta airport is one of the most expensive airports in India. So of course, there is serious competition for the label most expensive. You have Bangalore, Delhi, Mumbai, Hyderabad. But this particular cafe would sell you a bottle of water for 10 rupees, which is something different, okay, because a bottle of water would cost you at least 70 rupees at these airports, 50 to 70 rupees, most of these airports. But say today if you eat a masala dosa, it would cost you 600 rupees at most airports. Yes, it is crazy, but that's how it is. Yeah. You see these airports here. I'll tell you something, but before that, while this initiative is very good, the Union Civil Minister is Civil Aviation Minister is K. Ram Mohan Naidu. K. Ram Mohan Naidu. That's the name of the Union Civil Aviation Minister. He belongs to the Telugu Desam Party, which is a part of the NDA, National Democratic Alliance coalition at the center. Indira Gandhi International Airport, it's one of the only 2 airports in India that are named after women. So one is Indira Gandhi International Airport. The second airport named after a woman is the one at Indore, Devi Ahilyabai International Airport. Devi Ahilyabai International Airport, Indore. So I think they are all mentioned here. So nothing to go further than this. Kempe Gowda is the founder of Bangalore. Right after outside Bangalore Airport, you would find his statue. National Farmers Day is observed on December 23rd. That happens to be, ladies and gentlemen, the birthday of Chaudhry Charan Singh. Chaudhry Charan Singh was the Prime Minister of India between July 1979 to January 1980. He was there for about, technically he was there for about 6 weeks. But he was asked to continue after he had resigned. He was asked to continue as interim Prime Minister till elections were held, and that was January 1980. So, yeah, Chaudhry Charan Singh, the second non-Congress Prime Minister of India. The first non-Congress was his predecessor Morarji Desai. This, is now December 22nd, National Mathematics Day. National Math Day, the birthday of the great Srinivasa Ramanujan. December 24th is, I think, National Consumer Rights Day. If I am incorrect, I will get back to you on this. I think it's National Consumer Rights Day. And coming to December 25, of course, Christmas plus Good Governance Day. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the birthday of Atal Bihari Vajpayee. In honor of his birthday, 25th December is celebrated as Good Governance Day. December 26th, Boxing Day. The day after, Christmas, people open their boxes, gift boxes, and this is one theory, that's why it's called Boxing Day. There are multiple theories behind this. Which country won the inaugural Under-19 ACC, Asian Cricket Council, Women's T20 Asia Cup title at Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. So, it was hosted in Malaysia. 6 teams participated. 4, of course, are as a members of the ACC full-time members. You have India, Pakistan, Bangladesh and Sri Lanka, 4 full-time members. 2 qualifiers, Nepal and Malaysia. Host Malaysia plus Nepal. 6 teams participated. India won it, and defeated Bangladesh. Bangladesh was a runner-up. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Gongadi Trisha. Trisha was player of the series. Yeah, player of the series. She scored the most runs in the tournament. Yeah, kid 19 years old. Look at this. A fabulous job she did at the tournament. Gongadi Trisha. You can also pronounce as Gongadi Trisha. Of course, it's a proper noun. Which former Supreme Court judge has been appointed to the chairperson of the United Nations Internal Justice Council for a term ending in November 2028. That's a 4-year term, my friends. So, this is the former Supreme Court judge Madan Lokur. Madan Lokur. Now, coming to the choices here, Dhananjay Yashwant Chandrachud, the 50th Chief Justice of India, just retired. Uday Umesh Lalit was the 49th Chief Justice. N.V. Ramana, and N.V. Ramana is a judge for, again, these are all 4, former Chief Justices of India, all of them actually. The choices, that is. I wanted to tell you, who is the current Chief Justice of India? Sanjeev Khanna. Sanjeev Khanna. As per the India State of Forest Report 2023, the total forest and tree cover in India amounts to about 8.27 lakh square kilometer, which is 25% of the country's total geographical area, which is a phenomenal thing, my friends. This also represents an increase of 1445 square kilometers over the figure in 2021. So, the forest cover in India is rising. Now, you may wonder what exactly is forest cover. Well, forest cover includes, it depends on the density of canopy, or canopy density is called density of canopy. Density of canopy. Now, what is a canopy? There is a tree here. This is the canopy. Okay, the tree cover at the top, branches, leaves, and all that is tree cover. So, how dense is the tree cover? The canopy would define whether this is a very, this is a dense forest or moderately dense forest, or what we called, open dense forest, open dense forest. So, for now, of course, we have, 25% of the country's area, which is 32.87 lakh square kilometers under forest. It's a good thing, my friends. See, the ecological balance, it said that the ideal forest balance is 1/3 of the country's area. So, that is 33% of the country's area. Now, we are at 25. When I was in school, it used to be 21, now it is 25, which means that we are doing a much better job of spreading forest cover, that is afforestation. India's first bio-bitumen based national highway stretch was inaugurated on National Highway 44 in Nagpur district. National Highway 44 is India's longest national highway. This starts at, this is between Srinagar, it is not start or end, it is between Srinagar and Kanyakumari. Srinagar and Kanyakumari, ladies and gentlemen, if I am not wrong, this is the total length of the national highway, 4,112 kilometers. The total length of the road that's connect Srinagar with Kanyakumari. Yeah, National Highway 44. In fact, it's National Highway 44 passes quite close to where I am standing right now. I guess that's about it. There's hardly anything to this. Bitumen is basically tar, technically tar, nothing more than nothing extraordinary. This. Which Indian American was appointed as US President-elect Donald Trump's advisor on artificial intelligence policy? This is Sri Ram Krishnan. He studied for his BTech at SRM University near Chennai. And remember one thing, after that he went abroad, he worked for Microsoft, for a lot of other companies, and of course today he is senior policy advisor on AI. Coming to this couple of choices here, Let's look at Arvind Krishna, IBM CEO IBM, International Business Machines. So, CEO and chairperson of IBM, Arvind Krishna. Shantanu Narayan, president of Adobe, ADOBE. How do we pronounce it? ADOBE. The E is pronounced, it's not Adobe, it's Adobe. Okay, Adobe. Sundar Pichai, CEO of Alphabet, which owns companies like Google and YouTube. Okay, Adobe, Shantanu Narayan, Alphabet, Sundar Pichai. Sundar Pichai. Dada Saheb Phalke Award awardee Shyam Benegal died recently. He has died, of course. You know, which of the following films won the national awards, the National Film Awards? He has won 18 film, national awards. Then can you believe this? 18, my friends. A total of 18 national film awards came the way of the great Shyam Benegal. 18, and all of these films have won national awards for the great director, Shyam Benegal, born in Hyderabad. Yeah, and what? He received the Dada Saheb Phalke Award in 2005. As you know, Dada Saheb Phalke Award is the highest award in Indian cinema. Also, you also need to know one thing, my friends, that this year's Dada Saheb Phalke Award, this year means the latest Dada Saheb Phalke Award has been given to Bollywood superstar. At one time, he was a superstar, Mithun Chakrabarti. Okay, he had won 3 national awards, including his first national award coming is for his very first film. By the way, this is Shyam Benegal, and he also won multiple awards. In fact, in 1991, he was given the Padma Bhushan. 1991. Now, I want to tell you about this film, Manthan. Okay, Manthan means churning. Okay, this is a film that showcases the success of the cooperative movement in Gujarat, Amul and all that story. So, the budget, where did the money come from? The money came from about 5 lakh dairy farmers who contributed ₹2 each, 2 rupees each, and this is much earlier in the 70s kind of thing. So, he made this film, which was very great success, and which was deeply appreciated by the dairy farmers. They were the producers. Amazing, no? If you want to watch one of his films, I would say, hey, have you watched this? Welcome to Sajjanpur. Yes, a very good film. Welcome to Sajjanpur. You could watch Mammo, you can watch Zubeda, you can watch, he's one of his very best films, Nishant. It's not mentioned here. Nishant is a deeply sad movie, but you would thoroughly, appreciate the perspective that Shyam Benegal had brought to the lives of common people, the exploitative nature of the Indian agriculture system, Indian peasant system. One more thing, you could watch this TV series called Bharat Ek Khoj, which is based on the discovery of India, a book written by Jawaharlal Nehru. Bharat Ek Khoj, if you would ask your elders, I would go with the idea that my viewers here would be either in college or just out of college preparing for their future, to build a career in competitive exams and all. So, he built, he directed Bharat Ek Khoj, a series based on India's history, which is again based on the book The Discovery of India. And you should know, my friends, that this Discovery of India was written by Jawaharlal Nehru. This was on Doordarshan in those days, in the 80s and all. So, I grew up watching that. Retired Supreme Court Judge V. Ramasubramaniam is the new chairperson of the National Human Rights Commission, NHRC. NHRC was set up in 1993. I am not going to discuss the choices, but remember one thing, the National Human Rights Commission has all of them as what we say de facto members. The other members include the chairperson of the National Commission for Women, the chairperson of the National Commission, the chairpersons of all of this. Okay, yeah. So, 1993 is when NHRC was established. What will be the theme of the tableaus tables or tableaus. You can say tables. All those, you know, the tables showcase, the tableaus showcase the culture, of a particular place, of a particular state or union territory. This is what will be the theme for this year's Republic Day. Swarnim Bharat, Golden Bharat, Virasat or Vikas, heritage and development, basically. Yeah, so all coming together. That's the idea. And each year we have the Republic Day parade, at which there is this foreign dignitary as the chief guest. In 2024, it was Macron. 2024, it was Macron, Emmanuel Macron, the president of France. 2024. As of today, 2025, no one has been decided, but to a large extent, it would be the president of Indonesia, whose name is Prabowo Subianto. Prabowo Subianto. Okay, he is likely to be the chief guest at the Republic Day parade this year. The president of Indonesia. We are looking, see, Indonesia is the world's largest Muslim country. It's the most populous Muslim country, the fourth overall in the world in terms of all across population parameters. If you look at the three most populous countries, India, China, United States, comes in Indonesia in the fourth place. Then it also happens to be a rising defense power to which we want to sell our stuff. You know that, yeah. And with Indonesia, we also have a naval accord. We are using one of their ports as a distant base for our submarines and our naval ships. Yeah. It is important to realize that Indonesia has a major enemy, China. China is India's enemy. So, enemy's enemy is a friend. You understand that? Yeah. Which public sector bank celebrated its 114th Foundation Day on 21st December? Central Bank of India. Central Bank of India. So, it was established in 1910. That is what it means. Yeah. And Central Bank of India is headed by Mattam Venkatarao, M.V. Rao. Canara Bank, K. Satyanarayana Raju. State Bank of India, Challa Srinivasulu Shetty. Punjab National Bank currently has no CEO because the previous CEO, Atul Kumar Goel, retired on 31st December 2024. So, as of today, the Government of India has not appointed a full-time CEO of Punjab National Bank, one of India's three largest public sector banks. Okay, and Union Bank of India is headed by A. Mani Mekhalai. I will write in full, Mani Mekhalai. A. Mani Mekhalai. The Department of Consumer Affairs launched Jago Grahak Jago app, Jagriti app and Jagriti dashboard on the occasion of the National Consumer Rights Day on December 24th. Hey, we mentioned this, na? Consumer Rights Day or National Consumer Day, December 24th. Yeah. The choices, I think I am not going to repeat myself here. We could look at, I just remember 9th December, it's Goa Liberation Day. Goa, hey, not Gao. Gao is the name of a Chinese writer, Gao Xingyang. Goa Liberation Day. Now, why? What is this actually? See, Goa Liberation Day is a day Goa was liberated from Portuguese control. The British left in 47, but the Portuguese were there in Goa, Daman and Diu, and they were there till about 61. Throughout the 40s, between 47 and 61, we had been requesting them, please vacate now, give back our territories and all. But the Portuguese were adamant and they said that nothing doing, we aren't leaving anywhere, we aren't going anywhere. So, The government of India launched a military operation codenamed Vijay. Operation Vijay was launched by government of India to take back our territories. Remember, Operation Vijay was launched by the government of India to take back Goa, Daman and Diu. So in a matter of few days, in fact over the just 3-4 days, we defeated Portugal, we threw them out of the country and we took back our own territories. Goa, Daman and Diu were liberated in 1961 on 19th December. Ladies and gentlemen, till 87, this was all a union territory. In 87, Goa was made a full state. Goa was made a full state. And in 2020, if I am not wrong, Daman and Diu were merged with Dadra and Nagar Haveli. So today, we have a union territory called Daman and Diu and Dadra and Nagar Haveli. Okay. So Operation Vijay is what you should remember. And if you want to know something more in terms of movies, there are 2 Amitabh Bachchan movies on Goa liberation. In fact, one is called Saath Hindustani, which of course, as you would know, was Amitabh Bachchan's first film, Saath Hindustani, and the second is Pukar, again starring Amitabh Bachchan. Named the CEO and co-founder of the popular yogurt brand Epigamia. This CEO passed away recently. He was just 41. Rohan Mirchandani. Yeah, Rohan Mirchandani. He died, all of a sudden. Unfortunately, he was just 41, my friends. Just 41. But again, this kind of death of a pretty young chap has brought into focus the pressures, the workplace pressures, and of course. A lot of things associated with such deaths, that is high pressure, lack of physical fitness, but he was very fit actually, and he was promoting very healthy food, because Epigamia is one of the one of India's most famous yogurt brands, and this is owned by a company called Drums Foods International. Okay, Drums Foods International. So stress is a major killer, my friends. Work hard, make sure that you take adequate rest. The foundation stone for the country's first ambitious and multi-purpose Ken Betwa National River Linking Project was laid recently. Which 2 states would be beneficiaries? One would be Uttar Pradesh, the other is Madhya Pradesh. I'm going to, in the next few weeks, we are going to discuss this quite elaborately. Ken and Betwa, more or less both are in this, most of them are in Madhya Pradesh, in fact in Madhya Pradesh. The idea is to divert the surplus waters of Ken river to the water shortage rivers of Betwa. Remember this, water shortage is quite rampant in the Betwa region, whereas in Ken region, river region, there is an excess of water. So why waste that water? It goes to evaporation, goes up through evaporation all. So the idea is to connect these 2 rivers and divert the surplus waters of Ken river to Betwa river, and one of this will be executed over 8 years. 8 years. And what will happen at the end? Well, the idea is, again as I said, connect water shortage, water surplus with water shortage areas. Over 8 years, at the end of 8 years, 62 lakh people will get drinking water. 62 lakh people will get drinking water. Over about 100 megawatts of electricity would be produced, power would be produced, 100 megawatts. And it is believed that about 10.6 lakh hectares, land would get irrigated. Yeah, 10.6 lakh hectares would get irrigated. So it's a good thing, but of course, environmentalists say there are lots of costs of such things. There are always costs, my friends. The government of India is working with the vision of achieving malaria-free status with what? By 2030. By 2030, we want to be a malaria-free country. Malaria is rampant. That happens because of the proliferation of mosquitoes everywhere. You also need to appreciate the fact that India is a tropical country, and the closer it is to the equator, the closer, the more proliferation, the greater is the proliferation of mosquitoes. Mosquitoes thrive in moist, dirty places. Okay, moist, wetness in the air, humid places. But that's why you don't find mosquitoes as you go up. Yeah, as you go up towards the poles. But you also need to appreciate the fact that malaria kills 6 lakh people. Last year it killed 6.1 lakh people across the world. That's a phenomenally large number, huge number it is, 6.1 lakh, and 96% of these deaths happen in Africa. Yeah. So recently malaria vaccine was also brought out in Cameroon and other countries. Let's see where it goes from here. Yeah. But we, it's a very big ask, it's a very big ask, ASK, that we become a malaria free country by 2030. Let's hope things work. Osamu Suzuki was a visionary leader who brought affordable mobility, that is small cars. He was a great proponent of small cars. The Maruti 800 was his brainchild. His company Suzuki Corporation was at 26% partner, minor partner in a company called Maruti Udyog Limited. Maruti Udyog Limited is the old name of Maruti Suzuki India Limited. Today we call it MSIL, Maruti Suzuki India Limited, but originally it was called Maruti Udyog Limited. Yeah, that Udyog, Maruti Udyog Limited sounds like the name of a kirana shop, isn't it? But it was a brainchild of Sanjay Gandhi, the son of Indira Gandhi. So anyway, it's a long story, and today, over a long period of time, the government has sold its shares, and today Suzuki is the owner of MSIL. It is Suzuki's biggest subsidiary outside Japan, biggest subsidiary of what do you call Suzuki. And what you need to know is that I think, yeah, these names are here anyway, so I am not going to focus on this. But remember, this is India's biggest automobile company. 42% market share it has, 42%, mostly because of its affordable cars and the fact that its vehicles give a lot more mileage, they run longer for every liter of fuel. Okay. And it is believed that Maruti is the name of Bhagwan. It is named after Bhagwan Hanuman. Find the correct statements as per the household consumption expenditure survey 23-24. Now, what it says is that monthly per capita expenditure is growing in rural areas and urban areas. But this data, it says that rural consumption is growing faster than urban consumption. So, what does it mean? That people are spending more in rural areas than in urban areas. I mean, in terms of growth factor. So, the pace of growth in rural areas is higher than in urban areas. What's heartening is this, that non-food items remain the major contributor to the household's expenditure. Now, it is a reflection that people are spending more on, look at this, beverages, refreshments and processed food, plus consumer durables, washing machines, ACs, TVs and all that stuff. So, the consumption expenditure is rising in all these places. It also reflects that quality of life is improving in these places. But again, there is a problem here. Sometimes this expenditure is fueled by debt. People borrow money to buy stuff. Yeah, that's one story. Second story is that it is inflation. There is inflation. Inflation is higher in urban areas than in rural areas. So, a lot of your money goes into buying things. Earlier something, let's say, some 1 kg of a particular vegetable would cost you 100 rupees. It had cost you 100 rupees yesterday. Let's say 1 year back. Today it costs 125 rupees. So, your money's value has gone down by 25%. So, you buy 25% less. Okay. So, it also eats into quality of life. This is the story of urban India. Okay. Inflation is eating into the quality of life of people. But that is the reason you look at all these companies like Hindustan Unilever Limited, Nestle, Godrej, FMCG, all these companies are focusing a great deal on rural areas because they are pushing marketing, they are pushing their products into rural areas because there is a lot of money to be made there. There is a lot of money to be made. Okay. Which country has officially declared the bald eagle as its national bird? This is not bald because it's bald here. No. It has a different meaning to that. We will not discuss that. Bald eagle is the national symbol of United States. It's recently, but historically, The Americans have used the bald eagles as their national animal, national bird, but only now they have said, okay, for all practical purposes, it's our national bird. Okay. Oh, it's on the verge of extinction, it has been brought back, which is a very good thing. Now, they also build nests. I read extensively on this on National Geographic and on Wikipedia, and I found that they build nests that are about 13 feet wide, 13 feet deep. Yes, you heard it right. Yeah, and they are some of the largest birds. They eat a lot of fish, of course. They live on old trees which are strong enough to hold their big nests, and they live near water bodies because they eat plenty of fish. Yeah, at the same time, their talons here are very, very dangerous. They can hold an entire, small animal the size of a sheep and everything in their talons. The national, since it's a national bird here, what are the national symbols of India? The national symbol of India, let's look at animal. The national animal of India is tiger. We all know that. What's the national aquatic animal of India? The river dolphin, river Ganga dolphin. It's called the Ganga dolphin. So we have it as a national aquatic animal. What about the national bird? We have the peacock. Different states also have their own versions of this state birds, state animals and all. Now coming to one particular thing, what is the national song of India? The national song of India is, of course, we know Vande Mataram. National anthem is Jana Gana Mana, and national sport, well, we have no national sport. Okay, India does not have a national sport. What about something beyond this? You will find that India does not have a national sport. India does not have a national language. We have two official languages, Hindi and English, and we also have a national microbe. Do you believe this? We have a national microbe, MICROBE. It's called Lactobacillus delbrueckii. This is the name of India's Lactobacillus delbrueckii. This is the name of India's national microbe. What does it do? It turns milk into curds. Okay, so. Oh, that's all from me, Bharat C. Jain. Thank you for being here. Have a lot of fun. Stay curious. And if you like our video talks, please send in your feedback at info@timeforeducation.com. Please write to info@timeforeducation.com or leave a comment down below there. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much.